Stai seretto?
说拜访家里。 T1 for the Western Line. Bus services will replace trains services from Lake Town through to Richmond. On the T3 Bankstown Line, bus services will replace trains from Central through to Sydenham. Bus services will depart from Eddy Avenue, exit 3, stand B. On the T4 Eastern Suburbs to the Warren Line, bus services will replace train services from Central through to Sydenham. Bus services will depart from Eddy Avenue, exit 3, stand D. Customers for Sydenham and Tempe should board a bus service from Central to Sydenham. For a train service, customers for Cronulla and Northport should catch a train service from platform 23, change at Willow Creek for a train service to Cronulla and Waterfall. On the Central Coast of Newcastle, bus services will replace train services from Auckland Interchange. That's correct. Train service to depart Sydney Terminal on Saturday and Sunday to Newcastle Interchange will be the 1:18 p.m. service. The South Coast Line services will commence from